We keep it simple with precision.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to be breaking down how I caught a simple move on NZDUSD using a very simple support and resistance trading strategy. Now I'm going to be breaking down or explaining support and resistance properly because I feel like that's something that is really underrated and a bit overlooked in our trading industry or in our field basically. So I'm just going to break down how I was able to catch this simple move using support and resistance, how you can catch future moves using support and resistance as well, how to spot high probability areas of interest, and how to take full advantage of those zones. Okay, so let's go to the charts, of course. So this is my trading view. This is the move I caught on Thursday evening slash Friday. Yeah, this was a simple move I caught. At the start of the week, I was actually anticipating for price to drop, but it decided to break structure and continue in an upward trend, of course, right? And one of our most important skills as traders is our ability to adjust depending on what the market throws at us, right? So even if you have a buy bias or a sell bias and the market decides to switch structure, you have to adjust quickly so you can take advantage of any move it's going to make. Okay, so like I said, I did have a sell bias at the start of the week, but as the market unfolded, as the week went on, it was clear that instead of price to continue downwards, it failed to create a new lower low. Instead, it created a higher low, breaking the previous structure, came back to retest and went to the upside, came back to the support zone and went to the upside again, right? But let me just break this down from the start. Okay, so I'm going to go on to a clean chart so that you guys can work it out with me. Okay, so cleaning this up a bit, we're going to start off on the weekly time frame. Okay, so right now we're talking about support and resistance. Now the very first thing you need to note if you're going to trade support and resistance is that before you identify support and resistance, you need to identify direction. Okay, you have to identify like where are we going to, right, before we then find our zones. Okay, so I'm starting off on weekly time frame. I start off, of course, with some nice top-down analysis. Starting off on weekly time frame, we see that the market was printing bullish, and then it decides to create a couple of bearish candles. On the weekly time frame, we can see that there was a nice support zone here. Support, and then support again at this point, right? Now, how do you spot high probability areas or high probability zones to use as your support and resistance zones? Two things: time frame, okay? Time frame and multiple touches in the zone. Okay, first one is the time frame and second one is multiple touches in the zone. So time frame meaning the higher the time frame, the stronger the zone. Okay, and the second one is if you have multiple touches in that zone, price is most likely going to respect that area again. Simple. Hence, because I did have this zone drawn out on the the initial analysis. You see here I have a white line as my weekly support zone. So if I edit this and go to my templates, is it this one? No, go to the settings, go to templates, you see weekly S/R, it changes to white. Okay, go down to the daily time frame. Again, I did have a sell bias, but then price decided to switch direction, and of course I adjusted. But if you look at prior to the bullish situation happening, it was looking very bearish to me. Okay, to me it was looking bearish. However, I did have the the mindset that, okay, we do have a strong impulse here that doesn't have a correction yet and could potentially continue. So I was just open to both buy and sell opportunities while I was watching the market unfold. Okay, so looking at the daily time frame, what we need to spot again is our potential support and resistance zones. So I use my horizontal line on daily time frame as well. So I'm going to change this to my daily S/R, which is red, meaning daily support and resistance levels. So first tap would be here, right? Because we have multiple touches here and then multiple touches here. Okay, so that would be a strong zone, which is my final target for this move. If price decides to break and retest the zone, we continue to the upside. But yeah, so that would be the first area. Then the second one I can see here, if I slide down my tool here, would be right here. Okay, so we can see the touch. Okay, price broke and retested. We see a touch here and then struggled here before it finally broke out on Friday. Okay, so moving on, that's what I can see here on the daily time frame. So let's go down to the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, I like to do more of adjusting and pinpointing my zones. That's what I like to do on the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame here, what you can see is I like to use my rectangle tool on the 4-hour time frame just to make my zones more of a zone than a line, right? Because we just drew a couple of lines, but I like to make my turn my lines into zones on the 4-hour time frame. So here on the 4-hour time frame, I can see multiple touches here. At this point, there were no touches here. There was a touch here, and then price did a break and retest at this zone, and then it came back here. Okay. So that's what we can see. So the idea behind the support and resistance strategy is to identify, first of all, your direction, of course. If you don't know how to identify directions, I have top-down analysis video on my channel, so go explore that. But aside from that, you also have to then spot out the zones where price played around for a bit before making a move, basically. So here it was used as a level of, I use this one, level of support, resistance, turn support, and then turn support again. Okay. So how exactly did I anticipate for the move to happen? So at the start of the week, again, I was anticipating for sales, but price decided to break structure and it came back to retest. Although I did not get into this move because I actually wanted to get in on this buy from this spot, I missed the trade. But whenever I miss a trade, I just have it in mind that there's always another opportunity waiting for me. Okay, so I don't go and then like sulk and just like, wallow in the idea that I missed a trade. Even if I miss a trade, there's always another opportunity that's going to present itself, but I have to be prepared. I have to stay prepared. Okay, so having this support zone here basically kept my mind in check. Like, if price is going to break this level and continue to the downside, then I'm waiting for a retest to go short. If price is going to come here, slow down, and then start reversing, then I'm going to go long. Okay, so now when price came down to this zone, let me take this out. So when price came down to this zone on Thursday, I was watching, like, and what you would also notice, you guys can see it, right? Yeah. So what you also notice is, okay, you see we had huge 4-hour bearish candles. Like, the candles, they have nice bodies, they are fat and huge. And then the next thing that happened was price came to this zone and all of a sudden, like, they started to lose momentum, right? The first this candle created a huge wick to the downside. The next candle failed to break the zone again, and the next candle failed to break the zone again. That's the first one. Then secondly, you can watch the wicks of the candles. Like, the wicks fail to go lower as well, right? As a trader, that should already tell you that something is happening even on the lower time frames. And what is happening on the lower time frames is prices failing to break structure. That's what's happening on lower time frames. Okay, so when I saw this happening, I already had it in mind that if I see a bullish engulfing candle on a 4-hour time frame, then I'm gonna execute. Okay, it's really that simple. Like, you don't have to overcomplicate it. But yes, we have the zone here. It looks more like a fake out. If we even adjust the zone a bit lower, you would see that it aligns with the previous level of support and then came back as support again, right? So then if you play the next candle, my children are just doing the most right now. Okay, if play next candle, you would see, okay, we have our nice bullish engulfing candle, and this was enough entry confirmation. Okay, however, I did get my own entry on the, I believe, 1 hour time frame. At the close of this bullish candle, I got in at the pullback to go long, and my target was, oops, nope. Okay, and my target was basically the previous high that price reached. So if I get the long position tool somewhere here, this was my target, and my SL, of course, beyond the area of fluctuation. Okay, simple trade, simple, like straight to the point. So I hope that was clear. Of course, I'll be posting more breakdowns. We're about to have our Sunday preps with Eva in about 20 minutes, so let's go do that. So I hope this was simple to understand. I will post more details about support and resistance, but I just wanted to share how support and resistance can, you know, make a huge difference in your trading, like it's straight to the point, right? So go rewatch this again until it sticks, right? Because repetition is very important in this skill set. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video.